This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Today is Friday, the 4th of April, 2025, our third year anniversary of Ag Matters PM. We're so glad that you've been able to join us along this journey, and here's to more years of producing this show. Coming up later on in the program, we'll talk with Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net to find out what happened in the closing markets today. But first, we're going to talk with Kyle Berry of John Deere as they talk about what's new in their precision planters and some of the retrofit options that are available for 2025 and beyond. Folks at John Deere and Kyle Berry joining us to talk about planters. Kyle, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me.
So talk about some of the new things you guys are talking about from John Deere with those customers that are stopping by.
Yeah, so we're talking a lot about upgrading current planters to the latest technology that John Deere has to offer. We're really excited for model year 26. We're giving customers with model year 15 and newer John Deere planters the ability to upgrade to either ExactEmerge, high-speed meter technology, or ME5E meter technology. So our two electric drive solutions, it's a new offering from us. It's easier than ever to upgrade to the latest metering technology. We're really excited about what that's going to unlock for our customers. We also have the ultimate planter row unit upgrade. So that's really taking older than model year 15 planters. You get an entirely new factory-built row unit configured exactly how you want it. So you get to pick the meter technology, the downforce, what row cleaners, closing wheels, gauge wheels, you name it. Fertilizer, if you want planter applied fertilizer, we give you all the ability to really configure that kit exactly how you want it. So a lot of interest from customers on how do they do more with less, how do they hit that really tight planning window, and taking the machines that they already own and upgrading those to the latest technology is what we're all about.
Let's talk about some of the benefits they're going to get from upgrading to some of these equipments, both systems.
Yeah, so when you talk about just electric drive technology in general, we see a 20% increase in population accuracy with that technology. So being able to individually control every single row as we're going around curves with curve compensation and getting the right rate of seed across that planter. So the outer wing's probably going a little faster than the inner wing as we're making turns, or vice versa. So there's that. There's also the ability to hit those tight planning windows. So we know that in the Midwest and really anywhere, the springs can be challenging with weather, and we can't always manage what that is. So being able to get in the field and get the crop planted in a timely fashion and hit those windows, that's the benefit to using electric drive meter technology.
And of course, how much interest is there? I mean, the fact that to be able to retrofit older planters, because of the fact that you don't always have the budget, especially right now, to buy a new piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's in these current economic times, it's challenging. And so your ability to take a machine that you already own and upgrade it so that the upfront cost to the customer is not as high as trying to get into a brand new machine. The interest is there, and customers are constantly trying to increase what they're doing. They're trying to improve their profitability, and we're trying to help enable that through the technology that we offer them through upgrades. So we're standing here talking about planters, but we also have upgrades for sprayers. So individual nozzle control technologies, we have two of those, as well as See and Spray technology. We also have upgrades for combines. So that whatever you're interested in, what machines you have on your farm, the problems that you're currently facing and how you're trying to address them, John Deere has a solution for you. So talk to your local John Deere dealer or visit us online at deere.com/upgrade.
That again was Kyle Berry of John Deere. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we're going to run down those closing markets for the good, the bad, and quite frankly, the ugly. That's coming up next.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. Well, we're at the end of the trading day here on Ag Matters PM on this Friday, and it's time to talk with Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. And Curt, I don't even want to ask, but how did those markets close today?
Oh boy, Friday again. I need to change my spot, but corn actually finished mixed on the day. Not too bad. On the weekly chart, the December had a reversal up. The up front corn is up 7 cents on the week, but the sore subject was the soybean complex down 30, 35 cents on the day, down about 40, 45 cents on the weekly chart. Saw the technical picture on the beans outside down on the weekly chart, so it was just kind of ugly. Wheat down 5-6 cents, but on the weekly chart kind of unchanged. Man, from the word go, it was just kind of ugly from the standpoint that China's talking 34% here on April 10th, and that just pushed the bean market and bean products quite a bit lower because they are our largest buyer of that product. But however, though, midday there, mid-morning, the announcement that Vietnam's going to maybe cooperate, they're in favor of talking to maybe zero tariffs both sides. That pumped up the corn market there. Funds came in and bought about 10, 12,000 contracts there around 10 o'clock Central Time there to bring it back. And ideas, they buy about 13 to 15 million metric tons, so that was fairly positive. But the other thing is we got to sort out is the U.S., Mexican, Canadian agreement. Some of these products might be exempt from it as we trade north and south. But Dustin, the only thing I'm worried about is that Canadian whiskey.
There's a few people that are, and of course, the way the markets are looking, I think they're worrying about it a little harder. But going and taking over, looking at the livestock side of things, how much is this being affected by tariffs? How much is grain having an impact? And what are we looking at there?
Oh boy, we tested limit down. I had to ask Sam what was limiting fats and feeders. It's been such a long time, but man, we had a nice ride up. We took the stairs up. We're taking the elevator down. Fats down 650, feeders down 850. It was kind of gap and go. Technically, we've got a mess on our hands, but China buys quite a bit of beef, pork, and they even targeted some poultry operations not to buy from. So that kind of hurt us. And then plus two, if we can get some feeders out of Mexico there into the U.S., that's going to give us some supply here domestically. But I'd sit tight here, watch that sales flyer at the grocery store there. I think we'll hopefully get some good buys. The pork complex, April's hung in there. April's been treading water sideways in through here. But when you look at the tariff and those deferred contracts, man, it was a red in the back there on the weekly chart. That back end finished down over $4. So it was kind of sloppy. We've done a lot of damage here this week. We're losing investor and consumer confidence in through here. So next week's going to be a big week. See if we can't put out some fires.
All right. Well, Curt, if folks want to pick the brains there of everybody at agmarket.net, want to talk about what their options are, what they should be looking at for hedging their bets, or maybe even marketing some of their commodities, what's the best way for them to get in touch?
You can give us a call here locally at 1-800-779-1515. Agmarket.net, click on Intel. That's where they've got a lot of information there to kind of sort things out.
All right, Curt. Well, thanks so much for the insight. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Very good. Take care.
That again was Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. Let's go ahead and take a look at those closing numbers on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network market screen.
At the close, May corn was up 2 3/4 at $4.60 1/4. Soybeans down 34 1/2 at $9.77 even. Soy meal down $4.90 at $2.8310. Soy oil down $1.22 at $45.84. Chicago wheat down 7 at $5.29 even. Kansas wheat down 11 1/2 at $5.57 1/2. Minneapolis spring wheat down 6 3/4 at $5.84 1/2. Oats down 9 1/4 at $3.42 3/4. On the Merc, April live cattle down $5.42 at $202.62. April feeders down $5.97 at $279.42. April lean hogs unchanged at $87.37. Pork cutouts unchanged at $97.65. And Class 3 milk up 3 cents at $17.01.
And that's going to be the end of our closing market recap, and that brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com, including our Iowa Ag Matters replays, Pods of Potential, Weekend Ag Matters, and even the Market Podcast, and much more. Again, check out iowaagnet.com. Speaking of the Market Podcast, you can get that analysis sent free of charge right to your mobile device 3 times a day. Openings, middays, and closings. Learn more at iowaagnet.com or where you get your favorite ag marketing podcasts. From the IRN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Riley Smith, Andy Peterson, and Mark Magnuson, thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.